Hi, it's Barbara with Dhrupad, Love, and Cats. I hope you're doing very well. I wanted to talk to you today about the question of what is a rag? I get this question a lot from so many friends. Here in the United States, people may have a little bit of experience listening to classical North Indian music, or they may not at all. And at any rate, very few people really understand the concept of a rug, and maybe that's because it's so complex. There are so many answers that you can find on the web or talking to your teachers or talking to people. Very often people will say things like, well, it's a scale or it's a melody. Just a second, somebody has come to say hi. So here's the cats part of Dhrupad, Love, and Cats. So there are so many different ways of looking at it. What is a rag? There's a mood to every rag. There's a time of day. There's a time of season sometimes. There's many different kinds of qualities of a rag. There are particular scales. There are particular phrases. But for me, what I've been coming to understand, and of course you remember I'm just a beginning student of Dhrupad, so please keep that in mind. This is just, I'm going to speak now just from my personal experience. To me, how I'm experiencing it now is that a rag is an energetic template for being, even for a particular kind of being. It's as if, for me, there was an energetic template, let's say, for making a cat, as opposed to making a dog. And of course, they have different forms, but the form of a cat, to me, arises from the kind of blueprint of the energy pattern of catness, if that makes any sense. So in order to manifest being cat, then of course they've got ears and beautiful eyes that are cat eyes that are different from everybody else's eyes, and little paws and noses of this particular sort. Mm-hmm. She agrees. Whereas, of course, being a dog, manifesting dogness is a totally different thing. And I feel that way about Rag, that the scale, the phrases, the mood, all of those things arise in order to manifest, to embody the energy pattern, the template of that rag. So in order to be, for example, Chandrakos, it has that energy pattern of being a bit hunting. And so the phrases and the scale are as they are in order to bring that quality into being. So for me, all of the outer qualities of a rag, the outer form, is about manifesting that inner energetic pattern. So when I play a rag, of course, I'm just a beginner, so I'm not a deeply experienced musician. That's what I am focusing on, is that energetic template for the being that will manifest through playing that rag. And that means, in a kind of way, what I experience is that it's like being a creator. In that moment, you feel the energetic pattern, the template for that rag, and then you have the very blessed opportunity to create a being of that template. Now, I'm a beginning student, so my creations are not very good. But for me, it's the it's the opportunity to explore and to create a new being every time I pick up the Veena or every time I sing. That's one of the really magical parts of playing. Of course, it's also beautiful to experience being taken out of the small self and into the greater being, which is where all creation comes from. That's kind of goes hand in hand with being a creator of that sort. So that's part of the power of playing this music, is the transcendent nature of it, transformative and transcendent. So of course I'll never have the experience of creating a cat. I can't do that. Only a mother cat and God can do that. I won't ever have the experience of creating a dog, but I can have the experience of creating a manifestation of Bhairavi, for example, or Jaidavanti. And those beings are also beautiful. And of course they exist very ephemerally, not like a dog or a cat that has some existence in time, but they exist in the performance of a rag as a creation that is gone when it's over. It's very ephemeral, and that to me adds to the beauty of it. Of course, we're all ephemeral, really. A cat may live 15 years or 20 years. A human may live 100 years, but we're still going to die. And so all forms that come into being have an end. Our end may be further in the future than the end of a cat or the end of a rag performance, but it's a little experience of impermanence as well as the power of creation. It's kind of the duality of those things. We can bring things into being, and then we have to let them go at the end. That's also part of what a rag is to me. The template has no end, but the being that's created through the performance of a rag has a beginning and an end. And that to me is part of the beauty of it. So I don't know that this is helpful for those of you who are still pondering what is a rag, but I hope it is of some help. So on the surface of it, a rag participates in a particular scale. It has certain notes on the ascent and certain notes on the descent. Sometimes they're the same, sometimes they're slightly different. It has characteristic phrases of those notes, so that if you hear that phrase, you think, oh, well, already I know it's Bhairavi. It's like your friend's purse or the color of their hair. You see that and you say, oh, that can only be Mary. There's no other one like that. So, and then there's the characteristic mood. Maybe it's a mood of devotion or deep stillness. And they are typically played at a time of day or night. Bhairavi is a morning rag. Bhupali is an evening rag. Bimpalasi is an afternoon rag. And they have a time of day, and they can be a season, so it can be a monsoon season rag, for example. So the time of day is when the mind is going to be uplifted and brought into that particular mood through those phrases, through that rag, through that energetic pattern. So it's an incredible science of sound and psychology, the relationship between sound and human psychology. That if you hear this rag in the evening, you'll go into the mood of it. You'll be lifted into that mood. You'll be uplifted. If you hear it at a different time of day, it may not have that effect on you. So it's a very, very beautiful science of human psychology as it's affected by sound and music. So I really recommend that you explore more deeply what a rag is to you. And yeah, so I hope this is helpful in some way. Thanks. See you next time.